No, that didn't sit quite right with her. It was close, but not close enough. She'd seen him somewhere else, in a completely different setting, not in the agency's offices. Riley shook herself mentally and decided to play it cool. She was just a woman in New Orleans on vacation. That was all. Sure, she had an arsenal of weapons in her suitcase upstairs and a smaller one in her gym bag nearby, but she was just being cautious. Besides, she could be wrong about the man on the other side of the gym. He could just vaguely resemble someone she once knew. Maybe he was looking at her because he thought she was attractive. It wasn't like that was beyond the realm of possibility, Riley thought as she returned her padded gloves to the battered black backpack she was using as a gym bag. Linus, she'd named the bag a long time ago, only half-jokingly, after the Peanuts character that carried a blanket everywhere he went. She tugged her rolled-up yoga mat free from under the 2 pistols and the knife that lay inside. She wasn't terribly unattractive. Far from it, really, judging by how easily she caught the eyes of men. Maybe this guy had a thing for tiny, long-haired brunettes. She kept herself in shape, and she knew it showed. Then again, she had to. She was, after all, one of the best assassins that worked for the United States government. Or she used to be, anyway. It had all started about a month ago, when she'd been recruited into a secret program called the Agency for the Monitoring and Control of Unnatural Beings, or the Unnaturals, as everyone involved tended to call it. As she dropped her mat and started her initial stretches, she recalled all the events that had resulted from that transfer so far. The battle with vampires, of all things, her newfound powers, though she still hadn't begun to process the implications that accompanied them. The head-on tussle with a fallen angel that had possessed her new boss, Ashton Miller, and the discovery that the director of the agency, Damon Hartley, was her biological father and her handler at the Unnaturals, Zachariah Lawrence, her brother. As she slid into cat pose, she wondered if her family dynamic could get any weirder. Riley tore her thoughts away from the crap that had been enveloping her life lately and discreetly glanced up at the men in the gym as she pushed up into a plank. The man on the treadmill had left, but the younger one still remained. He was working the leg press and, just as she suspected, was still staring at her. She raised an eyebrow, meeting his gaze challengingly. "Some reason you keep staring at me?" she asked, shifting into cobra pose without tilting her head too far back so she could keep her eyes on him. He pushed the leg press up one more time, let it down slowly, and climbed off the machine. "You look like someone I knew once," he told her, striding up to the chin-up bar. "Someone I haven't seen in years." That was such a cop-out answer that Riley wasn't sure what to do with it. She shifted from cobra back to plank and said, "That was vague. How will you know I'm this mystery girl unless you tell me her name?" "I think she knows what it is already," he said, and then suddenly he had a pistol in his hand, aimed right at her. Riley dropped from plank, tucking and rolling forward. This put her within reach of her backpack, and she shoved her hands into its depths and snatched one of her pistols out, all in the time it took her to roll up into a kneeling position, her left knee digging into her thin yoga mat, her right foot flat on the floor, her pistol aimed back at the man. She completed this move in less than 4 seconds, and in the back of her mind, she could hear the slow clapping of her former handler, Brandon Hall, and his sardonic voice saying, "Well done, Miss Walker." She scowled and shoved it aside, barking out, "Who the hell are you?" "I'm surprised you don't recognize me, Miss Walker," the man said. His stance was firm, his pistol unwavering. His posture spoke of extensive training. He stood like an agent. "Shit. Or is it Miss Hartley these days?" he continued, and her stomach clenched. "It's so hard to keep up when you're out of the loop." "Who the hell are you?" Riley repeated.